Bonjour! Today's lesson is called la maison, which means the house. So please use that as the title of your notes, la maison. In this lesson, we're mostly going to be talking about some vocabulary, but we're going to get to see the vocabulary in pictures like this one. So instead of me just automatically providing the English for you, you can actually see them in pictures and make a correlation that way. So I'm going to go through and pronounce them, and then I'll go back and I'll talk about some of the words that maybe aren't as obvious. So we have un arbre, une fleur, une terrasse, un garage, une voiture, un jardin. So that touches on all of the vocabulary. And we have some sentences. La vieille maison est très belle. La vieille maison est très belle. You should be able to understand most of those words except for maybe one, which is vieille. And we'll get to this word in another video, but for now just know that vieille means old. Okay, it's an old house. Il y a un jardin autour de la maison. Il y a un jardin autour de la maison. Okay, so I want you to guess what you think autour means. De la terrasse, on a une vue du jardin. De la terrasse, on a une vue du jardin. Here we have another way that people live. Sometimes people live in houses, sometimes people live in apartment buildings. So we have a few more words here. We have un quartier, un immeuble, un appartement, une entrée, un balcon, une station de métro, une station de métro, un code. All right. Let's go to these sentences and then I'm going to talk about what these words are over here. Alors, le balcon donne sur la rue. Le balcon donne sur la rue. Les Brions, I'll tell you, les Brions is the name of a family, so the Brions. Les Brions ont un très joli appartement. C'est très joli. L'appartement, il est dans un très beau quartier de Paris. Très beau quartier de Paris. Leur immeuble est tout près d'une station de métro. Tout près. L'immeuble n'est pas loin d'une station de métro. So loin and près are opposites. Okay, près meaning near. Leur immeuble est tout près d'une station de métro. And loin meaning far. L'immeuble n'est pas loin d'une station de métro. And here they put it in the negatives. They're opposites. The building isn't very far from the metro station. Same thing as saying the building is rather close to the metro station. Now I'm going to talk about these last four phrases we have here. In France, buildings with multiple levels, the very first level, the ground level, we would call it the first floor, but in France, they call it le rez-de-chaussée. Le rez-de-chaussée. So you have to think it as the ground floor. And then the next floor is what they call the first floor. So to us, it's actually the second, but to them, they call it the first. So we have the ground floor, le rez-de-chaussée, le premier étage, le deuxième étage, et le troisième étage. So we have the ground floor, and then the first, and then the second, and then the third floor. So their apartment is actually on le troisième étage, but in our minds, that's actually the fourth floor. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's a little bit different. Okay, we have a little bit more vocabulary here having to do with how people live. So we have une voisine et un voisin. Les voisins sont dans la cour. La cour would be a courtyard, the central place, somewhere where the apartment building is. So these two people are neighbors. Okay, masculine, un voisin. Feminine, une voisine. All right. In this picture, we have an ascenseur. Un ascenseur. Les Burions montent toujours en ascenseur. Ils montent en ascenseur. Montent. Okay. Lui, il monte à pied. Monte à pied. Okay. Et ça, c'est un escalier. Il prend l'escalier pour monter à pied. Last little bit of vocabulary is the rooms of a house. So just a few here. We have la salle de bain, la salle de bain, les toilettes, les toilettes. This is an interesting cultural note. In France, and actually in a lot of European countries, the bathroom, or I should say the toilet, is separate from where you bathe. Okay, so sometimes this is called a WC, okay, or a WC. They'll call it a water closet. So that's just where the toilet is. It looks very much like a closet with a toilet. It's not very big at all. And then usually right near is la salle de bain, and that's where you have the bathtub, a sink, mirror, okay, that kind of stuff. Les toilettes is simply a toilet. Okay. Then we have la chambre à coucher. Your book includes the à coucher, those last two words there. La chambre is usually enough for the bedroom. So la chambre, bedroom, you don't need to include the à coucher. And we have la cuisine, la salle à manger, où vous mangez, okay, la salle à manger, et la salle de séjour, la salle de séjour. So your video lesson today was really just looking at some vocab. So I hope you wrote it down, and if you have any questions, you can ask me in class. So I'm going to wish you bonne chance, and I'll see you next time.